Good day, folks, and welcome back to Ed's Garage at Bannister Hyundai. Today, going to do a quick review of this 2020 Toyota Sienna LE all-wheel drive. Now, I'm doing this review for a potential interested client. Basically, I'm going to be pointing out some of the, there's minor like scratches and stuff like that here and there and curb rash. I'm going to be pointing those out, but more importantly, I'm also going to be going over all the features of this Toyota Sienna LE. So, if you know this car already and I make a mistake, by all means, let me know. I'm very interested. We don't sell minivans anymore at Hyundai, so you know, every time I see a minivan these days, it's always interesting. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is start at the front. We're going to go over some of the features on the front, and I'll point out any damage as well. But ignore that if you're just watching this for a review. So we're going to go over everything. Let's get started. All right, so on the front of the Sienna, behind the badge, we do have a forward-facing radar. I'm not sure if it has radar cruise control or not, but it does have pre-collision alert. So it's got the little radar there as well as the camera up in the mirror or in the windshield there. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's just regular cruise control. However, when I hit the set on the cruise control stock, it did say radar ready. So maybe it does have adaptive cruise, and if it does, that's awesome. But yeah, it does have also lane departure warning using that forward-facing camera as well. We have projection headlights. They are just a halogen system, easily upgradable to LED though if you want. But yeah, the fact that it's projection is great. That means it's going to throw that light really, really nice and evenly across the front. Okay, so a little bit of damage right here. Well, scratches right here. There is a few little tiny rock chips. Actually, that's not even a rock chip. Right there, just little tiny ones, nothing major, and some little light scratching right there that could probably be polished out. Okay, moving on to the side. No cracks or chips in the windshield though. It looks really good. So we have 18-inch aluminum alloy wheels. They're currently wrapped in Uniroyal Tiger Paws. That's of course not the standard the tire that came with it, but we've added the tires on. This is the all-wheel drive version, of course, as I mentioned. Mirror is heated, and it's got the little convex mirror in there as well. That's helpful. Now, this one does have the power sliding doors, so that's pretty cool. So both passenger and driver side power sliding, and you just pull the handle again to close it. Pretty neat. As far as scratches go, yeah, this is all, nothing really sticks out, so that can all be polished out pretty easily. We have some covering here, so that's factory, so a little bit of 3M sort of protective film to prevent, you know, rocks from damaging that. There is a scratch right here, so that we could diminish that a little bit, but it'll stay if we polish that. Got a little bit of curb rash on the aluminum alloy wheel there, and one light scratch in the door there. The windows here do open up from the inside as well, and one thing I found kind of cool with these windows is they're actually heated. So when you turn on the rear defrost, it defrosts these little side windows as well. Clever. All right, coming around to the back, there is a backup camera, which we'll have a look at a little bit later. We got a little bit of nicks here, just from people loading in and out of stuff in the back. It has the wiper tucked up underneath. That's nice so that it doesn't ruin the aesthetic of the back of the vehicle. And as I mentioned, it is the LE all-wheel drive. So let's open up the tailgate. All right. So quite a bit of space back here, of course. The previous owner opted for the rubber mats, which is always nice. A little bit of space on the left there. Now these do actually fold in to this little space in the floor here. Now these seats do have quite a bit of manipulation. Of course, we have the folding headrest, so when the seat is stowed, it doesn't, you know, get in the way. This strap actually does allow you to recline the seat as well. Check that out. There's quite a bit of recline in there. So anybody sitting back there can get real comfortable. And of course, if we put the seat down and then pull this handle, we can then fold the whole thing down into the floor. So yeah, offers a nice bunch of flat space there. It's pretty cool. On the left here, you can see we've got two USB ports. That's kind of nice. And a little cover up so you can hide stuff in there. A couple cup holders on that side. Same sort of deal on this side. No USB ports on this side though, of course. We got a little light here. It lights up when you, I guess the system's turned off right now, but underneath that we have a 12-volt port. And then we've got the shoulder strap tucked up there. Lights on the sides here as well. vents there as well, grab handles. So pretty comfortable place to be for the third row passengers. All right, but let's jump into the different seats and see what it feels like. Of course, power seat on this side as well, which is nice. All right, let's jump into the second row here. Okay. Now, obviously, being a minivan, there is tons of space. No concerns about space here whatsoever. I have the ability to lean the seat back, and look at that, it leans back quite far, actually. And then I've also got the ability to move the seat forwards, backwards. Oh, wow, that goes further back than I expected it to. So yeah, lots of space there. There is fold-down armrests, which is nice. And then I've also got, let's see here, some cup holders down on the floor here, a couple of USB ports, and then a 120 volt power outlet. That's handy. Seat backs in the pockets, just soft seat backs though. We do have a little bit of hooks here. That's for hanging up grocery bags and whatnot. And then you'll notice actually up here, we've got automatic climate control for the back, which is pretty cool. The fact that it's automatic climate control is nice. This is, it's an LE, so you'd think this was the base trim, but I mean, the fact that it's all-wheel drive, it's got alloy wheels, it's got automatic climate control, 3-zone automatic climate control, and power doors. This must be a package above base. Anyway, let's check out the third row here. And, oh yeah, minivans, right? So much space. Look at this. We even got a little retractable sunshade. That's pretty cool. And as a matter of fact, the second row passengers have the same thing, retractable sunshades in the doors there. Ah, I can see why these vans are so popular. There's quite a bit of space and quite a bit of comfort in these vehicles. All right, let's see what the second row seat can do, because obviously it can move out of the way as well. So if I pull this upper handle, it kind of releases the seat base as well as the seat back, and then you can slide the whole thing forwards, and it's really easy to get into the back of the vehicle. Now, this little handle here, I believe, does the exact same thing. So if you're in the back, let's just lock this into place here, and you pull this, yeah, it does the same thing, allows you to move the seat out of the way. And there's also, of course, the ability to recline that seat back, and then from here, that's where you would move the seat forwards and backwards. Pretty easy. Now, there is one additional thing you can do here. If you pull this handle and then pull the entire seat towards you, I'm not sure if I can do this with one hand, basically you can take the entire seat right out. All right, hopefully I got the camera set up properly here. So I'm going to pull this handle, lean the seat forwards, and then it all comes loose. There we go. And just like that, the seat's out. And then you do something with this. Okay, yeah. Looks like I don't know what I'm doing. That's what it looks like. Interesting. Well, I got to imagine this comes out somehow, but I'm not sure how that works. So I'm just going to leave it. But yeah, as you can see, now we have just a ton of space in here. Of course, those come out the same way. All right, well, enough about the back of the vehicle. Let's jump into the driver's seat and have a look and see what sort of features you get for your money on a Toyota Sienna LE all-wheel drive. All right, so while the passenger side is manual, the driver's side is still a power seat, which is nice. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10-way adjustable power driver seat. So it has that height adjustment as well as tilt. So really, really comfortable seats. Of course, you got your mirror and window controls all over here. Pretty straightforward. Fuel door access, hood access. You can turn the power doors, the power rear doors on and off from there. And there's a little storage cubby in here, which is kind of cool. A little space for coins there. Up here, you can see we've got automatic headlights, of course. We have all the controls for the stereo, including voice recognition. You get volume control here as well, answer, hang up, call. This section kind of controls what's going on in the screen here. Don't mind the flashing. It's not actually doing that in real life. That's just a trick of the camera and the fact that that's LED backlit. Having a quick look at this massive center console, a couple cup holders here. Of course, we have a huge storage compartment. This is massive. My arm right to my elbow goes down there. Lots of space in there. In front of that, you can see we've got our 12-volt port there. We've got heated seats, and these are actually 1, 2, let me see here, just 2 levels? 1, 2, yeah, it looks like 2 levels, but almost like a variable level So maybe an infinite amount of different levels of heated seat. That's kind of cool. So right and left, of course, we have our aux port as well as a USB port there. And then we got some storage here. Push this, gives you a couple of additional cup holders. So if you need more than 2 cup holders, Toyota's got you covered. We got another 12-volt port down here. And then not just 1 glove box, but 2 glove boxes, which is cool. Above the storage area here, we have dual zone automatic climate control. You do have the ability to control the rear from here as well, which is nice. Obviously front and rear defrost, pretty straightforward stuff there. Shifter mounted here up on the console, very easy to get to. It does have manual mode, so you can shift gears manually when you put it into that sport mode. Going back to the steering wheel, you can see we've got our controls for cruise control right here. Pretty straightforward. And as I mentioned, when I turned that on, it did say radar ready in the center screen. Apologies for the glare, guys. It's a beautiful sunny day. It's kind of hard to find a place to put the vehicle to reduce glare. But let's have a look at the instrument cluster here. So you got your tachometer on the left, of course, speedometer on the right, fuel gauge at the bottom there. This I wish companies would stop doing, putting an additional, you know, I guess they are not doing it really anymore, but there's your odometer trip computer reset button here. You know, they could have incorporated that into the steering wheel, but whatever, minor thing. On the left-hand side here, this button will actually allow you to change the brightness of this little display here. So it's basically your dimmer switch is down there in the cluster as well. As you can see, pre-collision system and lane departure alert. And of course, you can customize that and turn it off and turn it on and such. You can change the units, which is nice. So if you go down to the United States, you can put it into miles, etc. But yeah, everything there I'm controlling with these buttons on the steering wheel. It's pretty easy to navigate this section. And there's quite a bit of things that you can see in here. For instance, let's zoom in a little bit. So we have alert messages, so like tire pressure alerts, system errors, you know, service engine lights and stuff like that. We have our radar ready, which again is for the pre-collision alert system and lane departure warning system. And I believe possibly radar cruise control, but please don't quote me on that. We have our music, so whatever music is currently playing, and you can actually control that from here as well. So if you want to switch between, you know, AM, FM, Sirius XM, etc. We have our digital speedometer, distance to empty there, and then our settings again. And you'll also notice up on the top of that, we have external temperature as well. So currently it is 17 degrees, and we have our cruise control information to the left there on the screen as well in green. Looking at the rest here, we've got an auto dimming rearview mirror with home link buttons, so garage door buttons. You can also turn the auto dimming function on and off, and of course a little compass in the top right corner there, which is kind of nice. We have a sunglass holder as well as convex mirror, so you can keep an eye on the kids in the back, and you can also store your sunglasses in there. We have the switch here for the lights, so this is lights on all the time. This is lights on when the door's open. That would explain why the rear light didn't come on, because this was in the off position. So yeah, that's cool. We have Toyota Safety Connect system here, so that will actually call emergency services to your location, which is a nice touch. We have the ability to open up the rear doors from here, which is cool. So that actually just opened up that rear door. So I press that again. There we go, door is closing, pretty nice. We have individual map lights here, so right now they're just on because the door was open. And you'll see here I can actually turn this one on and off as well. Right here we have sliding sunshades, and it looks like both sides do that. Yeah, so they both have sliding sunshade, both have mirrors, and both have lights. Lots of airbags in this vehicle. Of course, there's airbags everywhere. They come out of the side of the seats, they come out of the A-pillars, they come out from front. I think there's like something like 10 airbags. It's crazy. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for that stuff. Let's have a look at the stereo here. So first off, the backup camera. We can put that on. Yeah, decent backup camera. Pretty clear image. You got the distance lines there as well. You can see the bumper along the bottom. So pretty easy to use. As far as features on here, so let's go to the home screen. I guess this is the home screen, sorry. You can obviously connect your phone from here as well. It is a touch screen, so you can, you know, control stuff on the screen, but you also have the buttons on the left, which is a nice thing, you know, keeping those hard buttons. If I go to menu here, you can see we can add a phone in. Let's go to apps. So you can actually download additional applications for the vehicle, which is kind of cool. So yeah, there's no apps currently installed. Audio allows you to switch between your different sources, of course. Let's hit the map button. So the navigation app's not installed. But yeah, it would have the ability to use maps if you add that. There's an apps shortcut button right here as well. Bluetooth devices. So yeah, pretty basic audio system. Nothing too fancy here. I don't see Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, unfortunately. But maybe that's an app you can add now. I'm not too sure. It still has a CD player, which is kind of funny. Don't see those anymore in newer cars. But hey, if you like playing CDs. Now that will play MP3 tracks as well. The other thing I've noticed here is that it does have HD radio, so that'll pull in a little bit of a better quality signal when you're listening to FM radio. And under options, we have, let's see, auto pause, Sirius XM tune start, not sure what that is. And there's our HD radio for AM and FM. Under the sound settings, we can change treble, mid, bass, where the sound's coming from. An automatic sound levelizer. Interesting. Okay, so I guess if you have commercials and radio intertwined, it's going to help normalize that audio, so you're not getting blown away with loud commercials or anything like that. We have our trip computer information here, which is pretty cool. And you can see actually the fuel economy is pretty decent on this vehicle for a larger vehicle. You know, the average consumption, 11.8 liters per 100 kilometers. That's pretty awesome. I haven't reset that. That's just what this car showed up on our lot with. So that's pretty good. From register phone. So here's where you would actually connect your phone, but you can also do that in the phone menu. And then I believe if we go into the menu system here, yeah, let's see the setup. Yeah, you can connect your phone up there as well via Bluetooth connectivity. Here's also where you can change things like your date and time. Language on the screen, theme. You have a theme setting. So if you'd prefer to have everything kind of blue, you can do that as well. Your units of measurement, so kilometers per liter or liters per 100 kilometer. Yeah, you can even delete keyboard history. Interesting. Different animations that you can enable and disable. Driver setting, let's have a look at that here. Driver setting will allow the system to link some preferences such as audio presets, button colors, language, etc. to a paired Bluetooth phone. Okay, so when you connect your phone, it'll actually change this this system depending on how you've set it. So that's pretty cool. All right. And then we have our audio settings. There's, again, phone settings, but it wants us to connect the phone up. We have voice settings here. Voice volume. We can train the voice system. Just reset everything to default, of course. We have vehicle settings, vehicle customization. Let's have a quick look at that. So door lock settings. So that's, of course, when the vehicle locks the doors as you put it into drive and go. Climate settings and light settings. Let's check out the climate settings. Okay, auto AC mode on. Yep, obviously we'd want that. Light settings, headlight auto on sensitivity. Ah, cool. So you can adjust the sensitivity of the headlights, the automatic headlights. I would actually put that at the most sensitive possible because, quite frankly, I think people's headlights and taillights should be on pretty much all the time, but that's just me. You can change the light timers for headlights, interior and exterior lighting. Cool. All right, so some pretty decent little settings there. Intune app suite. Interesting. Okay, so there's looks like iPhone connectivity app specific. That's getting a little dated now. App suite USB install, so it allows you to install the app suite via USB stick. Interesting. Okay, so yeah, some definite customization in there. It's a little dated, but it still has some pretty cool features. All right, I think I'm going to end the video there. Hope this was helpful to you, especially to you who is interested in this vehicle. It's in great shape. It doesn't smell weird or anything like that in here. So, yeah, sort of typical, sort of standard things that you find on a vehicle with you know, what was it, 45,000 kilometers on it or something like that. 41,000 kilometers, which is actually pretty low for 2020 as well. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, if you have any questions at all about this vehicle, feel free to ask. Not going to promise I'm going to be able to answer them, but I'll try. If this video was helpful to you in any way, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Until the next time, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.